At 54 years old, you sit on a porch in Scottsdale, Arizona. Your brokerage account shows exactly $432,150. It is completely separate from your day-to-day checking. You do not owe a single dime to anyone. But exactly 20 years ago, you were staring at an eviction notice, holding a cold cup of gas station coffee, wondering how a grown adult with a college degree could have $0 to their name. How did $5 change everything? Let's go back to the exact night the clock started ticking. Part 1, the beginning. It is 11:14 p.m. The dashboard light of your 2012 Honda Civic flickers. You just finished a brutal 10-hour shift as an office administrator. Your lower back aches from sitting in a cheap cubicle chair all day. You pull into the driveway of your rented apartment. The headlights hit the mailbox. Your stomach drops. You already know what is inside. Another utility bill. Another credit card statement showing a $4,800 balance. You sit in the dark car for 4 minutes, just staring at the steering wheel. Have you ever felt that specific weight in your chest? The feeling that you are running on a treadmill that keeps moving faster. While your legs are giving out, you make $52,000 a year. You work 45 hours a week pushing paper. Yet, every single month ends exactly the same way, with less than $50 left in your checking account. You do everything right. You bought the used car. You rent a modest place. But the math just does not work. Inflation is eating your paycheck before it hits your account. Grocery prices are up. Insurance just went up another 12%. You feel completely trapped. Tonight, you carry the mail inside. You sit at the kitchen table. You open your laptop to look at your savings account. The screen glows in the dark room. Balance, $12.40. $12. That is your entire safety net against a brutal world. If a tire pops tomorrow, you are ruined. If the dentist says you need a root canal, you go into debt. You lean back and close your eyes. You ask yourself the question that keeps millions of working-class Americans awake at 3 a.m. Is this it? Am I just destined to work until the day I die? Always one emergency away from financial ruin? You decide you need to make a change. A radical change. You grab a piece of paper and a pen. You start writing down big goals. Save $10,000 this year. Pay off all credit cards by Christmas. It feels good to write it. It feels powerful. But then, you look at the reality of your budget. After rent, car payments, groceries, and minimum debt payments, you have nothing left. To save $10,000, you need to find an extra $833 a month. Where is that coming from? You can't work a second job. Your body and mind are already breaking down. You can't cut your rent. You already live in the cheapest safe neighborhood. The big goals suddenly feel like a cruel joke. They feel impossible. So, you crumple the paper, you throw it into the trash can. Despair takes over. You realize that the financial system isn't just hard. It's designed to keep you exactly where you are. You go to bed feeling defeated. But tomorrow morning, a completely random interaction at a convenience store is about to change the entire trajectory of your life. And it starts with a single $5 bill. Part 2, the opportunity. It is 7:15 a.m. The next morning feels heavy. You stop at the local gas station for your daily routine. A large drip coffee and a breakfast sandwich. Total, $8.45. You slide your debit card. Declined. Your heart stops. The cashier looks at you with pity. The guy in line behind you sighs loudly. Panic hits your chest. Did the electric bill clear early? You pull out your phone, open the app, and check the balance. $4.12. You're short by exactly $4.33. You apologize, leave the food on the counter, and walk out to your car empty-handed. Your stomach is growling. Your pride is completely shattered. You sit in the driver's seat, staring at the cup holder, and there, sitting in the dust, is a crumpled $5 bill. Just one. A single Lincoln. Yesterday, you would have thought $5 was completely useless. What can $5 buy in America today? Not even a gallon of milk in some cities. Not a gallon of gas. Certainly not financial freedom. But as you hold that crisp piece of green paper, a strange thought hits you. What if the big goals, the $10,000 savings plans, the massive investing strategies, are the exact reason you keep failing? What if you are trying to climb a mountain before you even know how to walk? You look at the $5 bill. You realize something profound. This $5 cannot buy you a house. But it is the only money you currently own that the bank hasn't taken yet. What if you just hit it? What if you treated the specific $5 as if it didn't exist? You don't buy the coffee tomorrow. You bring a thermos from home. You pocket another $5. Suddenly, a hidden math equation begins to form in your mind. A math equation that the wealthy understand, but the working class is never taught. You open your phone again. You don't look at your bank account this time. You open a basic compound interest calculator. You type in $5 a day. That is $150 a month. You assume a conservative 8% annual return from a standard index fund. You hit calculate. The number that flashes on the screen makes you blink twice. In 10 years, $27,000. In 20 years, $88,000. In 30 years, $225,000. Your jaw drops from just a $5 bill, the price of a morning coffee. But then, the dark cloud of reality hits you. 20 years is a lifetime. And right now, you can't even pay for a breakfast sandwich. What if an emergency happens next week? What if this is just another fake internet promise that doesn't work in the real world? You decide to make a choice that will either start your freedom or waste your time. Part 3, the decision. It is Friday night. Payday. Your check drops into your account. Usually you pay the bills, see what's left, and spend it on survival. But tonight is different. Before you pay a single bill, before you buy groceries, you set up a separate high-yield savings account. An account with a completely different bank. One that doesn't give you a debit card. One that takes 3 days to transfer money back to your main account. You set up an automatic transfer. Every single day at 6 a.m., exactly $5 will move from your checking to this hidden account. It feels insignificant. It feels almost embarrassing. You think to yourself, am I really going to save my way to wealth $5 at a time? The first week goes by. You barely notice it. Your checking account drops by $35. Your hidden account rises to $35. You feel a tiny spark of pride. For the first time in your adult life, you have a system running in the background, but the financial universe loves to test a beginner. On the third week, you are driving home from work. A loud bang echoes from under your car. The steering wheel shakes violently. You pull over to the side of the highway. Smoke is pouring from under the hood. The alternator is dead. The tow truck costs $150. The mechanic calls you the next morning with the estimate. $620 to fix it. Your stomach drops to the floor. You check your main account. $180. You check your new hidden savings account. $105. You don't have enough. The system failed before it even started. You are forced to put the repair on your high-interest credit card. Your debt just jumped from $4,800 to $5,420. You sit on your bed, putting your head in your hands. The daily $5 transfer is scheduled to happen tomorrow morning. If it clears, your checking account will go negative. You open the app to cancel the automatic transfer. Your thumb hovers over the deactivate button. This is the exact moment most people quit. Have you been here before? The moment where life reminds you that you are poor and trying to escape feels entirely pointless? If you press delete, you go back to the old way. If you keep it, you risk a $35 overdraft fee. What would you do? Part 4, the conflict. You don't press delete. Instead, you swallow your pride. You call a coworker and ask for a ride to the office for the next 4 days. You eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches at your desk for lunch and dinner. You find a way to cover the gap. The $5 daily transfer stays alive. 3 months pass. The hidden account hits $450. 6 months pass. The account hits $900. It is the largest amount of cash you have ever held at one time. You start to look at money differently. When you see a $15 fast food meal, you no longer see food. You see 3 days of your freedom. When you see a $60 purchase, you see 12 days of your future. Your mindset is shifting, but your environment is getting harder. It is now a year into your journey. Inflation hits the economy hard. Rent increases by $150 a month. Your electricity bill doubles. Suddenly, that $5 a day isn't just a coffee you skipped. It is the difference between buying fresh vegetables or buying instant noodles. You are feeling the squeeze. One evening, you look at your credit card statement. Because of the car repair and rising prices, the balance hasn't gone down. It's actually at $5,600. You're paying $110 a month just in interest, while your hidden savings account is only earning a few pennies of interest. You realize a terrifying mathematical truth. You are losing money faster than you are saving it. The interest on your debt is destroying your $5 a day progress. You feel like a fraud. You are trying to build an empire on a foundation of quicksand. You decide to do something drastic, something that goes against all traditional financial advice. You take the entire $1,800 you have painstakingly saved over the last year, and you wipe out a portion of the credit card debt in one single click. The savings account goes back to zero. 1 year of discipline vanished in a second. You feel completely empty. Did you just waste 12 months of your life for nothing? Part 5, The Crisis. Month 14, the world goes cold. You walk into the office on a Tuesday morning. Your manager is standing there with a human resources representative. The company is restructuring its administration team. Your position is eliminated. They hand you a cardboard box at your desk and a severance check for 2 weeks of pay. You walk out into the parking lot. The sun is shining, but everything feels dark. No job, $3,800, still remaining in credit card debt, and a savings account that you just emptied down to zero to pay off debt. You sit in your car, staring at the box in the passenger seat. This is the ultimate breaking point. You did everything they told you to do. You sacrificed. You saved the $5. You paid down the debt. And you still ended up broke, unemployed, and desperate. You drive home in silence. You look at your phone. The automatic transfer notification pops up. Minus $5.00. Transferred successfully. It feels like a mockery. It feels like a machine laughing at your poverty. You have exactly $1,200 left in your checking account from your final paycheck. Rent is due in 2 weeks. You cannot afford to save $5 a day anymore. You need every single penny just to buy bread. You open the banking app to finally turn it off, to kill the experiment forever. But as you look at the screen, you notice something you didn't see before, because you paid down that $1,800 of credit card debt a few months ago. Your minimum monthly payment didn't just drop. The heavy weight of the compounding interest had slowed down. You didn't just save $1,800 back then. You saved yourself from hundreds of dollars of future interest fees. Even in this crisis, your past discipline is protecting you. You realize that if you turn off the transfer now, the psychological game is over. You'll accept defeat. So, you make a wild, irrational decision. You leave the $5 a day, transfer on. You decide to live on less, hustle harder, and treat that $5 as non-negotiable insurance for your dignity. Part 6, The Turning Point. The next 3 weeks are a blur of survival. You pick up odd jobs online. You help a neighbor move. You transcribe audio files for cash. Every dollar goes into a tight budget, but that $5 moves automatically every single morning at 6 a.m. By month 18, you land a new office job. It pays slightly better, $56,000 a year. But instead of increasing your lifestyle, you keep living exactly like you did when you were unemployed. You keep the PB and JS. You keep the old car. Your hidden account climbs back to $1,500, then $3,000. But this time, you don't leave it sitting in cash. You open a brokerage account. You look for the exact tool the wealthiest investors use to build long-term empires. A low-cost broad market index fund. You choose VOO, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. You set up an automatic monthly buy. Every single month, the cash from your hidden account is automatically invested into VOO. You now own a tiny piece of the 500 largest, most profitable companies in America. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet. You bought the American economy with lunch money. The market dips, you don't care. The market rises, you don't celebrate. You just let the machine run. Part 7, The Outcome. Let's fast forward. 5 years pass. Your $5 a day, automatically buying shares of VOO, create a quiet snowball effect in the background of your life. You look at your brokerage app one morning. Balance, $11,450. 10 years pass. You get promotion at work. But your automated system remains exactly the same, except you decide to bump it up just a little bit to $10 a day. The snowball turns into an avalanche. Your account crosses $45,000, then $100,000. The credit card debt is a distant memory. The anxiety that used to paralyze you at the gas pump is completely gone. Now, it is 20 years later. You're 54 years old. Sitting on that porch in Scottsdale, Arizona, your automated investments in VOO have grown into a stunning total of $432,150, all from an experiment that started with a crumpled $5 bill in a dusty cup holder. Part 8, The Real Reason It Worked. Why did it work? Was it the math? Was it the S&P 500 index fund? No, the financial vehicles are just tools. The real secret is that $5 a day didn't change your bank account first. It changed your identity. It broke the curse of instant gratification. It proved to you that you could control your future one small choice at a time. Most people stay broke because they are waiting for a massive windfall, a lottery ticket, a perfect stock tip. They ignore the small numbers because they think small numbers don't matter. But wealth is not built in a day. Wealth is built every day. Tonight, you open your banking app, you look at your balance, and you realize the most powerful financial truth of all. The gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't a mountain. It's just $5. And tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., the clock starts ticking again.